My name's Rusty. I'm a binge watcher. It's been 3 weeks since I injected Breaking Bad straight into my veins. I'm feeling really good.
Welcome back. Not exactly experts. We're excited to have you on, whether you're listening, whether you're watching. We have freaking... I talked about this last time. We touched on it, but Rusty, we went from basically 0 subscribers to now we have a kingdom, as far as I'm concerned, on YouTube.
What did you expect? Now we're actually trying.
Man, Rusty is serious about this stuff. We've got there's more wall art. I saw a comment, someone commented they need to get us some wall art. Jarrett, you still need some.
I still have nothing. I still look like I'm locked in just a padded room all by myself. Well, I am by myself, but I noticed that you guys took the words of Chantel to heart, because then you guys moved your, and I said it in my head, I'm like, Rusty has a picture behind him. He usually doesn't have a picture behind him. And then you moved your camera till you can see the Wallow Jayhawk, which is a beautiful sight to see. But I have a bookcase.
Yeah, people, listen. If you're out there, if you own a business, you want some advertising, there's clearly plenty of wall space to buy behind Jarrett.
Right here.
Some for me. I'm willing to put a sponsorship for whoever wants to pay for it.
Yep.
So there you have it. We have some wall space available for Jarrett and Rusty. For those of you sponsors out there that want to have a little advertisement on our show, there you have it. So again, welcome back. Glad to have you on the episode. Jarrett, Rusty, myself, we're back for another episode. Number 32, I believe. 33, maybe. I don't know.
33.
I'm losing count. We're getting up there.
3.
The big 3-3. Jarrett, you got a new mic.
No, I've had this one for a while.
You haven't used it for a while.
I used it in the last episode.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I kind of switched back and forth because I bought this other mic a few months ago, and I've noticed that it doesn't. Now maybe I just need to adjust it, but it doesn't quite work as well. So it's a pretty nice mic. I just need to mess with it. But
so you'll buy like 3 or 4 mics, but you haven't bought a Not Exactly Experts hat yet.
Yeah, I noticed a trend here. I see there's 2 participants here with a nice looking hat.
Man.
And wondering where yours is at.
I didn't get the memo of where to get the hats. I just I really don't have an excuse.
So while we're on the topic of swag here, and getting Jarrett a new hat, hopefully for next episode, I do want to show you a couple things that we've been working on. I'm super excited about this. So we have some koozies that we've ordered, and I actually have the trial run of the first of basically some samples that I got. These are Not Exactly Experts koozies that we've been working with Michaela from Be Tickled, and so she has made these for us. We're excited to order a big order, so we're going to start giving some of these out. So stay tuned, watch our episodes, follow us on social media if you don't. Rusty's going to be posting some stuff to allow you to win a koozie.
Let's talk about the topic for tonight, which is binging on Netflix. And you got to give it your all, because binge watching on Netflix usually takes maybe an entire night, maybe an entire week. Who knows? Maybe it takes the freaking whole month. I don't know. So let's get into this. I want to start with, we put out a poll or a post on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, everything, just asking people for the last show that they binge watched, and we got a pretty wide array of responses. So I'm going to run through those real quick. So on Facebook, we had Mandolin Herinek said Tiger King, which made me laugh because we've talked about Tiger King. Mm-hmm. She said she doesn't normally binge watch, but that one she was told she had to, so she did. Wildly entertaining. We had Michaela Kaus say In the Dark and Shameless. Shameless, a really popular one out there. Carla, our top fan, said Gilmore Girls. which also Big John was pretty positive that's probably the one that Jarrett picked.
Why would I just want to go on record saying that John's jokes are the worst jokes. Of course he would pick that I would binge watch Gilmore Girls. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I don't even know what station Gilmore Girls is on.
Hey,
it's on Netflix.
In John's defense, the last thing that I know of that you watched was what, like Palm Beach or something, the movie?
Yeah, but that's not binge. It was a movie. It wasn't binge watching, and it's very good. It was a really good movie.
Listen, get over it. So Big John made fun of you, which he normally does.
Yes.
And then Big John said Fear City, which is a mobster type show. I think that's all Big John watches.
Yeah, that no one's ever seen.
Matthew Gant, Cowboy out there, said QB1. I've never seen that one. Probably similar to Last Chance University, which is good. Brandon Linden, All American, another football show. Emily Pendergrass said Flash. Courtney said Heartland. Doris, Ozark. Jarrett responded with Stranger Things, which I'm surprised we didn't have more of those listed. I was Big Bang Theory. I know Fur didn't respond on that, which we'll get to that. And we had a few people. We had a few people on Snapchat. So Isabel P said Shameless. AJ Castens, Virgin River. Georgia Juniman said You and American Horror Story. Grant Stevens with 365 Days. And then I don't know how to pronounce the last one. It's Kaup, K-A-U-P. He said Lucifer. So, like I said, a wide array. Like there weren't many that were doubled up. Like Shameless was named a couple times.
Yeah, there's
all over the place.
You're telling me there's a lot of binging going on.
Yeah, so kudos to Netflix for having tons of good shows.
You know what? And I'm probably going to go against the grain here. I'm not on board with the binging.
Not on board with the binging.
Not on board with the binging. And it's something. It's something to where I remember one of my favorite shows of all time was Justified. It was on FX. And it was on like Wednesday or Thursday nights. And I remember that it gave me something to look forward to because it only played on Thursday. And so it's not like I could go home and just catch up on 3 or 4 episodes and just watch them back to back to back. Is I had to wait. I pretty much had to plan my day around watching these episodes. Even if I had something going on, I made sure to record the episode. I would come back and I would watch it because I did not want to miss it. And so with binging, it's just like you find it. You can't really watch one episode and then come back like, okay, we'll watch this again Monday. You're gonna watch another episode if it's a really good cliffhanger.
So you're telling me you've never binged anything?
Oh no, I have. But I'm just not on. I can't get as wrapped up in a show like I did when it was just, hey, it's only on Thursday, and it's kind of like a mini event.
What I'm hearing is you don't have as much invested in when you binge watch because you can get through an entire season in a night, essentially.
In a weekend, basically. Yeah. If you really plan, if you really, depending on you're planning on binging, and if it's a 30-minute episode, but I'm not going to say that I've never binged because I know I have. I know, and I forgot I put it on the list. It was Entourage. I finished 8 seasons of Entourage in like 3 weeks. It was 30-minute episodes, but it was just like, call me lame. It was amazing. I was just like, wow, this is really good. And they never left on cliffhangers, but it was 30 minutes. Oh, I could binge watch season after season if you give me 30-minute episodes.
Interesting.
Easy.
So has there ever been a show that captivated you enough where like you started it on Netflix and you couldn't stop watching? Like you don't want to binge watch, but you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stop.
Yeah, and it was the one I commented on. It was Stranger Things. That one, it's built on cliffhangers. It's built on, oh, you got to watch the next one. It's like, oh, this happened. It's like, okay, wait, what time is it? Oh, we can watch one more. We can watch one more, and then it had the great just the great moments in the show that you're like, oh, I want to see what happens next. I was like, I got to. Like it's too. I can't wait. It's what time is it? 2:00 in the morning. We got it. I'll just set my alarm earlier. So yeah. Stranger Things. That's the one show that did it for me.
I think a lot of people have been there, but I think Netflix is conditioning us because, like Stranger Things, they put out an entire season all at once, and it can be like 10 episodes, 10, 12 episodes, maybe it's even less than that. Where like literally people tune in and watch the entire freaking season in one day. I was looking up stats, and this was on Stranger Things. 360,000 people binged watched season 2 of Stranger Things the day it was released.
Unbelievable. So, are you for it then, Rusty? Are you a binger?
Look, I'm not here to tell you that it's okay and it's healthy and it's good for you, but I'm 1,000% guilty of it. Like, Courtney and I binge watch probably too many shows for me to really feel good about it. But like I just asked Jarrett, like there's been a couple shows that have just absolutely been captivating, and I just couldn't stop. One of them, I know Fur likes this one. Can you tell what I have up here?
Oh, okay.
Baby.
Breaking Bad. So to kind of set the scene here, I'm one of those people, like when people are like obsessed with something, I almost shy away from it for a while, and then eventually I succumb to it. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And that was one of them. So I was late to the game because I waited till it was completely out on Netflix. And I remember having like a week off from work. It was like a holiday, it was near Christmas. And I started watching it. And literally, dude, I got through all 5 seasons, maybe two days, maybe 3 days tops. I got 3 days and I was done. And it was that way. Like literally, I could not stop watching. If you've ever seen the show, I think you can probably agree. Like there's tons of cliffhangers. It's one of those things where like, too, he's not a good guy. Like he's cooking meth, but you find yourself freaking
he's trying to support his family.
Exactly. It's for a good cause. It's for a great cause.
Spoiler alert.
It's been out for like 20
if you've
years.
Not seen Breaking Bad by now, you're either not going to watch it or you live in a cave.
Exactly. But yeah, it's for a great cause. So you can't be like really mad at him. So you find yourself cheering for him. You don't want him to get caught, but you tune in every episode thinking this is probably it. Everybody's going to find out what he's doing. And they just keep going and going and going. I was sad, literally sad when I got through all 5 seasons, which I was like, they could have done 5 more and I would have watched all of them. But I literally went into like a drug, meth, kingpin depression when I was through all 5 seasons. Like I was so sad. I wanted more.
Before we go any further, where did you get that? Where did you get that prop?
I made this. These are Jolly Ranchers.
This is not meth. That looks awesome. Do you guys both know that I dressed up as Heisenberg for Halloween?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I've seen that.
And we're going to have to show a picture of my Heisenberg Halloween costume. I don't think I could ever beat that. Like, it's pretty much any Halloween after that, I'd just not even try.
It was on point.
I agree, though, with Jarrett. So Jarrett talks about the cliffhanger piece. Russ, you talked about the cliffhanger piece. I've not seen Stranger Things. I'm not a big TV guy, but Breaking Bad is one series that like is so good with cliffhangers. It makes you want to like just keep hitting play, going through, not stopping. Next episode. Like, oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, some shows are just like, it's kind of like a bag of potato chips. Like you open it up, you can't have just one freaking potato chip. You can't just watch one episode if they leave it a cliffhanger. So the next thing you know, it's 3 or 4 hours later, you've ate the entire bag and you don't necessarily feel good about yourself, but it's not bad enough to where you're probably not going to do it again.
So Rusty, are there any shows you sound like you're a big binger? Jarrett, same thing for you potentially. You're kind of against it, so you better stay that way, or I'm going to sway you to the other side, which I do pretty much every episode. Do you ever have a series that you guys have watched or that you're watching now where you keep watching it, you like it enough to keep watching it, but you don't binge it?
So anything that I watched like as it was released, like Jarrett was pointing out, like because he had to watch Justified every Thursday, Walking Dead was one of those for us. Like, so I binge watched the first 2 seasons because I again got kind of late to the game on that one. But then they had me hooked. So as it was being released, I didn't want to wait for it to come out on Netflix. I was watching it every Sunday. And there's so many freaking seasons, so many episodes of Walking Dead. It probably got too much time of my life too. But that one, I mean, specifically, I guess if they get me hooked and then there's more seasons and episodes being released, then yeah. And I will agree, like there is something satisfying about kind of having to wait. Like it just keeps you the entire week wanting to freaking see what happens next. So that is the one part about not binge watching I do enjoy. But we live in a freaking world of instant gratification. And that's why so many freaking people binge watch, because they can just get it, and not have to wait. And that's what people are used to.
What I want to know is because me and Allie, we're absolute night owls. I mean, absolute night owls. And sometimes we look at each other and we both kind of decide, okay, it's time for bed, and it's midnight. We both easily stay up late without thinking about it. So if we watch a show, it's maybe 10, 11 o'clock. So we basically only kind of have to watch one. If we just watch one, hey, it's late. Like we got to get up tomorrow. We can only watch one. Let's save it for tomorrow. And I want to know how people can actually binge episodes, because like I said, I'm a night owl. So if I binge an episode, it's probably 2, and then it's really late and like, well, I got to go to bed. So
yeah,
like
that's not binging. 2 episodes isn't
I know, that's the thing. That's in my mind.
Binge watching is defined as 3 or more episodes of a TV show in one sitting. Jarrett, there are weekends. You don't have to binge watch every night of the week to be a binge watcher.
Come on.
I know, but even and for me, weekends, I feel like weekends is like, well, I've watched a lot of TV the whole week. So I usually don't watch TV on weekends. So it's not like we finally have to sit down and now enjoy the shows. We might watch a little bit more, but I mean, I know my wife can watch episode after episode after episode after episode after episode, but she's not really watching it. It's more of it's kind of like background noise. So yeah. she can binge it. I have to be into it. It has to be a show that I am absolutely entertained by. Walking Dead was one of them. Like I said, Entourage was another one. And another one I can still do, and just because it's 30-minute increments, it's The Office. They don't leave you on cliffhangers, but it's still so I could watch it. I could watch every just this episode. It's
hilarious. Like every episode's got funny one-liners that even if you go back and rewatch it, like it's still funny every single time. Like,
yeah,
The Office is great.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's almost like a drug. I feel like, and there might be science behind that, but like that instant gratification feeling, I think when you binge watch it, it subconsciously makes you like happy. And I think you want more and more and more of it. I definitely felt that way with Breaking Bad. It was like, how can I inject more of Breaking Bad straight into my veins to just give it all to me all at once?
Let's talk about the science of it, because I did look some of this up. There is some science behind it, and you guys have actually kind of touched the surface of binging and what it does and doesn't do. Rusty, you're spot on. Binge watching TV shows releases dopamine in your brain, and that's actually what you're craving, is that next episode, for that next dopamine release. You're not necessarily loving the episode. Here's the thing. I'm 100% anti-binge. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Like it for many things that you guys have covered. It ruins like watching an episode, being super excited about it, going to work the next day, going to talk to your friends over the weekend, and just like raving about this one episode, like talking about like what happened, what could happen next, all these things. You miss out on that social interaction and just like really kind of, that team, not necessarily the team, but just like that bonding that takes place with your friends and everyone else, where you're talking about this episode, and then you have something to look forward to. You're like, cannot wait till next week when it comes out. And now Netflix releases a full series of like a full season in one night. It's over. Like, it's ruined.
But now it's just different conversations at the water cooler. Now it's like, dude, I binge watched the entire freaking season of
Good for
Big
you.
Bang Theory. And they're like, oh, I did too. What was your favorite episode? And then it's, oh, what else should I watch? Oh, you should binge watch The Office. And then you can keep going back. Like, that's what it is now.
How about y'all get a life? Like,
listen, we don't all have lives.
Like, do something. Go outside, kick a soccer ball. Throw a frisbee.
What if you walk on the treadmill or work out while you're binge watching episodes?
Okay, maybe that's a little better, but you're not getting outside. Get outside, get some vitamin D. Your body needs it. Like, I cannot stand, I can't believe that the average person watches almost 3 hours of TV a day. Blows my mind. 20 plus hours of TV a week. Like, what are you doing with your life? People work 9 to 5. And then, maybe you get home 5:36. You watch 3 hours of TV then. So now you're to 9 o'clock. And then you brush your teeth and you're off to bed. Like, is that all people do is watch TV? I don't get it.
You're a little off on your time. People work 9 to 5, go home, have dinner with their family. Like Jarrett, it hits 9 or 10. And then they're like, well, it's too dark to go out and do things. There's not really anything else I can do that's productive. I could do a little work. Nope. I'm going to turn on Netflix or Hulu and watch 4 or 5 episodes and feel real good.
And I think I want to know how many people actually have it as background noise. Like, it's kind of having like the radio on, or just kind of having. So it's not really like, we never watched Wheel of Fortune. It was just on in the background. Like, we never watched. I mean, there wasn't really a lot of TV that we sat down and were focused.
Well, then I don't think that counts as watching TV.
I'll come back to this, guys. I'm not here to tell you that it's healthy or it's good, but I'm guilty. And maybe there's support groups out there. If there are, somebody reach out to me. Is there somewhere I can go? I stand in front of the class and I say, my name's Rusty. I'm a binge watcher. It's been 3 weeks since I injected Breaking Bad straight into my veins. I'm feeling really good.
Are you a binge watcher? Do you consider yourself needing a help group?
My wife definitely does. But she's at home all day with the kids, so some of it I can't blame her. But she'll binge watch like Grey's Anatomy, or right now it's Heartland, and then she will literally go back and watch the entire thing again.
I don't even know like 90% of the shows you guys are talking about.
You don't watch TV.
I've never even heard of them.
It's like Jarrett talking about funnel cakes. He's never had a funnel cake. You don't watch TV.
Yeah, it's like we're talking to the Amish right now. What is this magical box you speak of lights and sounds?
I still exercise just about every day. Come look at my. I have binge watched. I can't even say it. I have binged watched one series, and it was because you guys made me do it. This little guy right here, okay, Tiger King. And the one thing that I still crack up about with Tiger King is the world's finest pizza, Zooters, baby.
Oh no!
And I quote, the best homemade pizza that I make from scratch, and that's a Joe Exotic promise.
Oh.
But let me tell you, I hated binging it. I hated it because here's the thing: science shows you should condense negative things. You should spread out positive things. If you're enjoying Breaking Bad, which I did, and I was with you, Rusty, I got onto the game late. I didn't start watching it until it was basically all out. Maybe the last season was left. And I intentionally would only watch 1, maybe 2 episodes.
See, I don't have that self-control.
Because I loved it so much. I wanted to spread out how good that made me feel to watch that. Spread that out as long of a time duration as I could. And so instead of like having this high for 3 days like you did, I had a Breaking Bad high for like 3 months, and it was amazing. I was surprised to find that 90% of Netflix subscribers have actually had a binge of some sort. That's a lot higher than what I would have guessed. And Rusty, your time duration was spot on. 3 days is usually the duration of a binge.
Oh yeah.
And Courtney,
I am a binge watcher.
Courtney's not alone, by the way. 35% of people rewatch their first binge, which I have not done. I've not rewatched anything, any series ever.
I do have one question to kind of wrap this up.
Please.
Fur probably doesn't.
Unraveling.
Fur probably doesn't know this because he doesn't binge watch, but I'm sure Jarrett does. I want to know why Netflix implemented the "Are you still watching?" So like if you watch like 4 or 5 episodes at a time, like eventually, I don't know what the amount of episodes is, maybe it's more than that. Eventually, like after you end one, it stops on a black screen that says, "Are you still watching?" You got to click yes to keep going. So that was either meant for binge watching to stop people. Maybe it's a gut check of, yeah, maybe this is a good stopping point. I should stop. Or they did it because people binge watch and they don't want people to like fall asleep and go 5 or 6 episodes deep and get confused at where they're at. I don't know. I want Netflix to answer my question.
Netflix has answered your question, Rusty.
Yes.
And I'm here to help answer that for you. Now, I don't know if this is fully true. My guess was that maybe they pay a certain amount for the content that they play. But maybe that's already paid for because it does not mention it in this response. But it does say on the Netflix help site, if you've watched 2 episodes of a TV show in a row without interacting with the video player controls, the screen prompts up, like you said, Rusty, are you still watching? We do this to make sure you don't lose your place or consume unnecessary internet data if you're not actually watching.
I didn't even think about the data for like people watching on their phone or something.
I didn't think about that either.
For me, it's almost condescending. Like, yeah, I'm freaking still watching. Can I just watch my show without the judgment?
Yeah, but you just said that most people watch it and they might fall asleep.
They do it for people like Jarrett, who apparently uses it as background noise to help calm and soothe the family.
Well, guys,
can't comment.
I have a problem. I think the first step is admitting I have a problem. I have a binge watching problem. It's probably not going to go away anytime soon. Unless somebody gets me on a support group, reach out to me.
I have a binge eating Oreos problem.
We know.
So
is it really binging when you eat that many in like such a short setting though?
Well, especially if I'm done though. I mean, the Oreos. I mean, I don't get a text from Nabisco's. It's like, hey, you still eating Oreos? Yeah, I'm still eating Oreos.
Now, if you open 2 packages of Oreos in the same day, then I would tell you got an issue.
I can't do that. A side note: I have never seen Breaking Bad.
Oh my gosh!
I guess I shouldn't expect anything different.
I know. It's just
what else have you not had?
I feel like I drop a lot of bombs on here. Just
you
like a lot of things.
Bomb every episode.
I haven't had cranberry sauce. I haven't had funnel cakes. I haven't had fun. Like, what else is there?
Well, Rusty, Jarrett, it's good to know that you guys are not in the minority. 52% of people have stayed up all night at least once to binge watch a TV show. So there would likely help groups out there for you.
Sounds like there'd be a lot of people there.
We'll see. We'll see if we could get you guys some help on your binge watching.
Yeah. So if you have time, binge watch a little Not Exactly Experts. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us again on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube, like I just talked about. We're on Twitter. We're on Snapchat. We'll put all those up for you guys to follow along. But I think we got enough episodes now that you can binge watch some good content from Not Exactly Experts. And I think still feel pretty good about yourself, right?
Yeah.
No judgment zone here. If you want to binge watch Not Exactly Experts, I have no problem with that. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to us online. It will make you eligible for cool swag like this that we're going to start giving out. Again, thank you, Michaela and B Tickle Creations. We're excited to get that out and going. Until next time, Not Exactly Experts, signing out.